It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, we are live on day 2 of InfoComm 2023.
2023.
Welcome to rAVe TV, your industry's only live TV show that comes on every week, every Wednesday at noon
Eastern.
on ravepubs.com, on YouTube, on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yep.
And I'm Gary Kay, and you are?
Steph Beckett.
And we are your hosts for rAVe TV every week.
Are.
But during trade shows, actually this is a Wednesday.
It's
and
a
it is
Thursday.
Is this Thursday?
Yeah,
okay,
it's Thursday.
Okay. I'm lost
Look,
my
it's a
track
trade
of time.
show. We're lucky that we're alive.
Yeah, every time there's a trade show, we do rAVe TV every day. So this is actually our 3rd episode during InfoComm, even though it's only the 2nd day. And we'd like to start out each day talking about products that we've individually seen that we think that you should know about, that we think are cool. So what did you see?
So first
Oh,
off,
and by the way, we're going to end today with, yesterday I did a booth tour of the show floor.
Yes.
She's going to do a booth tour of the show floor.
Yes, I'm going to run literally after we talk about our products and interview a couple of our guests. Gary's going to go and check out a few things while we're here in the Sharp NEC booth, who Sharp NEC is our sponsor for rAVe TV at InfoComm 2023. Thank you to them.
Yeah, thanks for letting us hijack the booth here. And the beautiful aqueous products which come from the marriage of Sharp and NEC, which, you know, it's taken a while to kind of see the outcome of that. And now you're seeing it in all these new products. And the new aqueous board, if you're here at the show, you need to come check it out. If not, check it out online at ravepubs.com/InfoComm.
So you're going to do a short demo of Navisense with Kelly Harlan.
Yep.
While I go and get ready to do my booth tour. But first, I just wanted to just mention a couple of things that I really liked. First one, I have to mention LG's magnet.
Are we showing this? Are we able to show a picture? Okay,
I have some pictures
and
I think a short video as well. This was shown at ISC, but I thought it was important for our American audience to check it out as well. It is beautiful.
It's 227 inches,
227
8K.
inches, 8K, 0.7 millimeter pixel pitch. So,
which is a smaller pixel pitch than a direct view LCD, actually, technically. So,
and much like that is just tends to be the theme this year, like very, very incredibly narrow pixel pitches. Like maybe even 3 years ago, as small as you would see was maybe 1 millimeter or a little less, like 0.7, and I think I've seen a 0.6.
Yeah, Planar has a 0.6 in their booth.
And so the incredibly narrow pixel pitches, and I think that we are going to just continue them getting narrower and narrower, so narrow that you're like, are my eyes actually seeing this crisply?
Crisply.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a real word, but it is now.
I think it might be.
Second favorite product, this is over at NanoLumen's booth, their curved display.
The curved LED. I wrote that up this morning. It's in the show daily, day one show daily, actually.
It is so incredibly hard to get a curved display right.
They have always done unique displays. They were the first ones that had a transparent LED, and their curved display looks amazing. Like I said, I put it in the day one daily.
So check that out. It is so pretty. And like I said, it's really hard to get that technology right and make sure that it looks good. It's incredibly hard without warping pixels.
Yeah.
So it looks great.
All right, so I've got a couple. A few things, actually. First off, you're now looking at, on the screen right now, you're seeing Sennheiser's video bar. Sennheiser is actually in the video bar market, including making a camera. So they're not just in the audio business anymore. They're in the video business, and solidly in the UCC business with a video bar product. They actually have 2 products, 2 different sizes, one for small rooms, one for medium-sized rooms. They're going to be Teams and Zoom certified. The whole line's going to ship late fall, early winter. And this is a pretty aggressive position. I mean, obviously they're now competing with Logitech and Poly and all the others out there.
Right.
And you know, they've had their ceiling tile speaker and microphone array, but they haven't had a video bar, and they enter that market. So that's the first thing.
This is a major trend alert, though. I think we're going to continue seeing audio companies get into making UCC video products. We're going to continue seeing UCC video companies get into making audio products.
I think we're going to see a lot more all-in-one products.
Everyone wants to be a one-stop shop. So
the second thing I want to show you is yesterday I had a chance to present inside of the esports booth that Avixa's put together, which is amazing. Avixa
it looks
partnered
so
with
good.
AVI
It's
Systems
so
on
cool.
this. Shout out to Rochelle. She put this, it was her brainchild. She put this together. She did a great job for Avixa. And you're looking at video of the kids playing. The two schools, Tuskegee College in Alabama is winning the tournament right now here at InfoComm, in case you're wondering. I had a chance to interview the president of the college yesterday.
Nice.
And I'm sorry? Talladega. It was Talladega College.
Right.
Thank you for correcting me, Dalton.
Yeah.
It was Talladega College.
Dalton's
They were
on it.
playing Tuskegee. Talladega was playing but Talladega's winning. They're actually in first place, and I got to speak to the president of the college.
That's awesome.
So you have a chance to see that interview if you go online at ravepubs.com/InfoComm. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was today I got invited into LG's virtual production studio.
Oh, cool.
And here's me. I'm in the virtual production studio. Is that cool?
That's very cool.
That's cool.
I like it.
And I love this. I'm in awe of how we've moved pre-production and post-production into pre-production.
Yeah.
And the industry has changed forever. And we need to talk to a couple people. We have a couple of guests here that can talk about these changes and how the industry has transformed. Who's our first guest?
Our first guest is Alexis LeBroy, and she's going to join us right now. Come on over,
Come on
Alexis.
in, Alexis. Come on in.
First things first.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very excited to have you. Alexis has done a podcast for us and contributed to Rave Pubs for many years now. But more importantly, you've been a participant, an active participant in helping build youth and diversity in our industry.
Yes.
Which is very important.
Yes. It's kind of my passion, the thing that I do that helps me to keep going to work every day, helps me get out of bed. I really want to make the industry a better place when I leave it than when I came in.
And tell me what you're doing now. Tell me what your role is and your professional job, and then we'll talk about your personal passion with that.
Sure. So I am the audiovisual division manager for Midpoint Technology Group. We are an integrator based in Hanover, Maryland. We're halfway between DC and Baltimore. We have a structured cabling division, electronic security and surveillance, data centers, electronic security management systems. That's our newest division. And then I run the AV division.
Well, it's interesting. Steph and I have talked about this often. We both believe that an untapped segment of our market is security. We think that the integration community has shied away from it, and they need to re-embrace it. I would assume that you would agree with that because you're seeing, and we're talking about two levels of security: physical security and cybersecurity.
Absolutely. Like at our company, it's not just the technical security that we're working on right now. We're looking at gun detection. We're looking at a lot of different opportunities, life safety systems with paging. All of these different things go into, I think, a well-rounded integrator for sure.
Yeah. Steph?
Yeah, and you and I were talking about just what we've seen on the show floor. Are there any trends in particular, like otherwise, that you wanted to note?
Yes, I saw something on the floor yesterday that I thought was really cool. Really big manufacturer control processors. They have opened up, or they are opening up their touch panels, the API on the touch panels, to do a lot more. So it's not just the systems that they have. You can add additional apps. You can add. So
That's really cool.
I think that's going to change the game. That was AMX.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting because AMX has kind of, for a few years, kind of disappeared from the control business, and you're saying they've come back. Obviously, they have this new line of control panels, and they're opening it up so that you can actually add apps to it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I did not
That's
realize
awesome.
that.
Yeah, very cool. And final thing that, I guess not to put a damper on it, but I think that you and I have kind of talked about the fact that there's still booth babes in our industry and at a lot of these booths. And I will say, I see more women at these shows every year, but I don't know what to do about making sure that this is a position that is just never at a show again.
I don't know what it is. It looks slightly different, but it's still the same idea.
Yeah.
And having just come from the Women's Council breakfast, which was so empowering with Dr. Barrett and Girls Who Code, and it was awesome. It's, obviously it feels like a love fest in the room, several men in the room. having come from that and then still seeing some of that on the show floor, it's disappointing, and it kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I had somebody tell me yesterday, well, it's mostly men who are at the show, and I'm like, well,
yeah, but that's not the point. Yeah.
Are mostly men like misogynist? Like that's not.
Yeah.
That's not the men that
well,
I know.
thanks for defending us.
No, it's not.
It's true. No, you're correct.
No, that's not the men I know. So why is that the audience that people think that it is? You know.
Well, I think it's going to take like strong voices in the industry to continue to say, hey, we don't want to see that. And so, like, I'm not going to spend a ton of time in your booth and give you a lot of coverage if that's something I
maybe
see.
get the rules changed. Maybe you get Avixa to change the rules for exhibiting,
exactly.
and actually make that a rule. Right? There are rules against things that you can't do on the show. You can't bring kids on the show floor. You can't serve your own food. There's certain things you can't do. Maybe it's part of that. I also wanted to mention about. First off, I want to thank you for the work that you've done to bring young kids into the industry, and that's something I know you're really passionate about. I want to know if you could, as a shout out to our viewers, tell them how they could get involved. Like, what could they do? Should they get on the Women's Council? How should they participate in sort of helping develop the youth in our industry and the underserved in our industry?
Well, at the Women's Breakfast, there's a total. Tammy said that there's 993 members. Okay. So she's like, I need seven
more members
to join today. So I'm sure she got there. So I'm sure it's over 1,000. So
that's awesome.
Definitely join the Women's Council. Something that I'm doing locally in our area is working with the local county workforce development organizations. We are going to be, we just got a bunch of resumes over from the Lincoln Tech folks that are in our area.
Cool.
And even though what they're doing is maybe slightly different from what we're doing, the local workforce development agencies are all like, tell us what you need us to do. Tell us how we can train people to get them ready to come to your work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
our industry is not real well known, so I think we
No.
have to be advocates for our own industry as well.
And there's some barriers to entry, you know?
And we're not mainstream, but I want to thank you for everything you do. Thanks for joining us here on rAVe TV, and thanks for your service to the industry as well. If you want to learn more about everything that she does, just go to raypubs.com, check out her podcast. You can just click on, look at this. This just happens. It just happens. We're here at a busy show. Just click on rAVe Radio, and you'll see those podcasts there.
Yeah.
Alexis, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Alexis,
for everything you do.
thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got another guest.
Yeah, we're going to bring on Michael Katz.
I've never seen this guy before.
Yeah, Chief Relationship Officer at Zignage.
Come on
over, Michael.
Come on in. All right, Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Good. I tried to stop him from walking in front of the camera.
No, you did your best.
You're trying to be a security guard for us.
Appreciate
Go ahead,
that.
Steph.
Yeah, Michael, so since your job at Zignage is Chief Relationship Officer, I know that you were at the show working on relationships, creating relationships. How has that been going for you?
Very good. I've been to a lot of events the past couple of days.
Yeah, 4 last night.
Yeah, 4 last night. So I'm going to say conservatively, I probably spoke to about 300 people in the past couple of days.
And that's what you write about for us, too. You always write a piece at InfoComm, and Gary and I pretty much cover the technology at InfoComm, and you always write a piece about, hey, here's the importance of making relationships at these shows, too. It's not always about the technology and the black boxes.
I mean, a lot of people come to the show for that.
Exactly.
Actually.
And, that's what you and I talked about, Gary, the InfoComm 2021. You and I had time to
that
network.
Show. Yeah, that was here 2 years ago. We loved that show because it was like just hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot to do. It was just kind of hanging out.
I made some really important relationships at that show with manufacturers who now know me really well and are kind. That was a really important show.
I have a question for you, Michael. Have you had a chance to walk the show floor?
Yes, I have.
All right, give me one product that you think is impressive that we should definitely check out.
This was not a product, this was an experience. VOO Unreal Ride, booth 6801.
VOO, V-O-O?
VU.
VU.
I have a video which I'm sending to
so we can show this as B-roll.
See it. So
maybe are we able to show this view right now? Is it okay? Let's pop this on.
Yeah, we'll pop it up.
Pop it on right now. And let's take a look. Oh, so tell me about what is it? A virtual ride?
Well, you're sitting in a Jeep, and the camera comes around. You have a background. I think it's Unilumen's video wall, and you are like on a little adventure. It's very cool. I really like that.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool.
I had a fan so it was actually.
So it was blowing your hair, so it felt like you were off-roading.
Right. So I did movement. A lot of people just sat there. I kind of pretend. Now what I said
was...
A
lot of virtual experiences like that at this show, and I think we're only going to continue to see
the best rides at Disney World now are all virtual rides. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let's be honest, the industry's changing. Smaller footprint, and it uses our tech. I love it. I love it. It uses our tech. But look, I really appreciate you, everything that you do for us, and if you want to read Michael's columns, all you got to do is go to ravepubs.com and check out he's part of the blog squad. He's Michael Katz. Just read all of his stuff. He's writing for us regularly. Thanks for all you do, and of course, keep us posted if you see anything that we need to check out on the show floor.
You have my number. You can send me a text if there's anything I need to come check out.
I know where you're at.
All right, excellent. Now, so Steph, I need you to go do your show floor tour.
Yep.
While you're getting ready for the show floor tour, we're going to move from this part of the booth to another part of the Sharp NEC booth, because last year, Sharp NEC introduced something called NaviSense. And NaviSense is pretty amazing, and it again provides an integrator with a new business model to get into a different segment of the industry. Now, when we finish this quick demo of NaviSense, I'm going to send it off to Steph, and Steph's going to give you a show floor tour. All right, so just like I did yesterday. So I'm going to grab Kelly here. Okay, Kelly, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
All right, we're going to get a quick demo. We got about a 60-second demo of NaviSense.
Okay, so NaviSense has evolved. This is running on a CPU, no GPU. You see we are looking at multiple models. We're detecting
It's taking how many frames per second?
Gosh, right now with the lag, this is about, 30 frames per second.
So it all depends on the bandwidth.
The network, the bandwidth. We're using webcam with the CPU. There's no GPU, so the processing is slower because we don't have a graphic card.
So this is edge-based processing too. So we don't actually have to have a computer connected.
Correct. So multiple models. You see, we're looking at bags, etc. It'll say cabin there because we're working with the airline to be able to detect baggage size. And this is very cool. We can alert. So this banana, it's going to detect the banana. So if you have an object that you want to know when it's in the environment, I'm going to get a text in a second that said we saw a banana, and also.
So I guess the application for this would be somebody just robbed a bank. He's wearing a red shirt and gray pants, and he had a gun, and it's. As long as these cameras are connected to the network, you can actually detect that. And in fact, one cool application for this is walking into an airport, and NaviSense can actually say this bag is too big.
Right. It'll say check-in, so this says it meets check-in requirements based on the size. And when you see people walking with backpacks, it meets cabin size, so it'll say cabin. So we're working with an airport that's going to have a kiosk that when you walk up with our LEDs, you're going to wheel your bag up, and it's going to say check-in.
So you don't have to put it in that box anymore.
Correct. And then the airlines can gain their revenue back by not allowing you to make it to the gate and check it for free, and they can protect flow.
So so integrate, this seems like a new business model for integrators to make money as a service, right? This is a service provider.
And that's been our goal for NaviSense all along. So we can provide the software. We've got a REST API. They can use existing cameras within that business environment. We have multiple servers it can run on. We can do for their airport, we spec'd out a server and we can run multiple cameras through there. Or they can use their Raspberry Pi slotted into the back of our displays.
All right, well look, check it out at Sharp NEC. What is it? What is your website now? It's sharpnecdisplays.com. Yeah, sharpnecdisplays.com, and of course, we're going to shoot a product video on this right now so that we get all the details of this. So you go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm, and then just search Sharp or NEC in the video search window, and you'll find this video when we get it posted up here. It's going to take us a day to get it posted. And of course, you can always Google NaviSense, NaviSense. Kelly, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And okay, I'm going to send it to Steph. Is Steph ready? Steph, yes. Steph is ready. All right, Steph, go for the tour. Have fun with it.
Thanks, Gary. Gary yesterday showed you guys a little bit of what the show floor looked like. He took you through about a third of it. I'm going to take you through the next third of the show floor just to give you guys just a little hint of what it looks like. It is crazy busy, so it's going to be a little bit chaotic. So you're going to get to see literally how busy it is. So in the name of that, I wanted to start over here at the Crestron booth. They are back at InfoComm in a very big way. Their booth has been crazy busy all day. Solidifying that even more, they won 4 of our Reader's Choice Awards. So let's come and take a look at what's going on over here at the Crestron booth. They are really, really showing their Flex Pods this year. There are pictures of these literally all over their booth. These are made to kind of link together to be basically a microphone for virtually any size conference room. They're made to be super scalable, so you can link as many of them together as you need. I think all of these are showing like 4 configurations, because as you can see, the sphere is actually quite large of how many people they can pick up. But yeah, Crestron is super into the UCC space this year. They also have a desk scheduling solution that they're showing, but I think the Flex Pods are the thing that is getting like the most noise. Talked to someone over here in the booth earlier, and they mentioned that the Flex Pods were definitely getting a lot of questions from attendees. So continuing on, Crestron also has a ton of solutions for hospitality and high-end residential. And as you can see, they're super into the smart lighting area. They have a shading system over here, which we can kind of see. Like I said, this booth is super busy. So we're going to continue on this way. Crestron also has the NVX, which the hardware, I know we've talked a little bit about. It's had a hard time being available, but we push on here in the AV industry, and they've also introduced NVX software, which was a really surprising move for Crestron. I want to say like mid-year last year. So we're just going to continue on in our little chaos tour of the show floor. We have DVI gear over here, looking very good. We have Liberty up here to my right, Barco to my left. Gary and I showed you a little bit of what the Barco booth looked like during setup. It obviously looks a lot better now. Barco is one of those companies, similar to Crestron, they make virtually everything. Barco also won 2 of our Reader's Choice Awards, both for its ClickShare brand. So they basically invented the bring your own device movement, and so it makes sense that they would win an award for that. So continuing on, we have Canon, which is moving heavily to the Pro AV collaboration space, also integrating its cameras into schools for kind of like high-end virtual production environments that are not as expensive as other options. So that's a very cool thing about Canon. Let me see if I actually know where I'm going. We're just kind of taking a very chaotic look at what the show floor looks like. So let me see who I want to bother next. So let's walk over here into the AVI SPL booth. AVI SPL also won a Reader's Choice Award this year for Favorite Integrator, which very exciting. And I love that this integrator has a booth here at InfoComm. They have like a little virtual production environment over here. Let's go take a walk, take a look in here. Excuse me. So, yes, this is their little virtual production environment in their booth right here. They have a lot of customers, a very busy booth in here. They're also showing VR and how it can be conceptualized into a meeting space, which is actually very cool. So let's continue on our chaos tour. So let's head over to a couple more of the UCC brands in this section, because I feel like Gary did not get to those yesterday, and it's quite a large section here at InfoComm. So we have Listen Technologies, which actually won a Reader's Choice Award as well for Listen Everywhere, which is a really cool product solution. It won for Favorite House of Worship Product of 2023. We have Epos to my left over here, Eulogy. So let's go check out Logitech, because Logitech has also been incredibly busy all day. I talked to Scott Wharton earlier today, and he was talking about how they have so many products that his salespeople are like, there's too many products. So I just want to show a couple of them. Logitech Site won our award for meeting equity. I wonder if it's less busy over here, and I can show you guys what it's like. So yes, this is the Logitech Site. It is made to integrate with this bar to go at the front Well, this one goes at the front of the meeting room, but this camera sits on the middle of the table. So the people joining the meeting room, it catches their eye line, and so for the people joining from afar, it's going to look like I'm looking at them. So it's really going to help in that meeting equity area because it's going to look like I'm looking at someone on the screen who is joining from far away. I'm not just going to be looking at my computer, looking at somebody else. It's going to really take my eye line because let's be real, we don't look at the camera bar at the front of the room if you're in a big meeting. At least I don't. So let's continue to walk through the Logitech booth. The Brio 300 won our best work from home product, but I did not see one here when I was looking earlier. But Logitech is showing kind of a little more of its collaboration products, how it can integrate one of its cameras on top of a tablet. I also didn't see a Logi Dock, but I think the Logi Dock Flex is here. Oh wait, I do see a Brio 300. I lied. Let's come over here. So yes, the white camera right over there is the Brio 300, and it is probably one of the best cameras that you can get to work from home. And yes, here is the Logi Dock, which is one of the best tap to join, very easy products for your house, for a hot desk, for basically anything. Like, we at rAVe are so into the Logi Dock. And also interesting that this is a steel case desk, because at the Hyatt, Logitech is showing its Ghost solution, which is kind of like the next level of meeting. It's almost like you're meeting with a hologram. If you guys remember the telepresence movement of 2015, it's very similar to that. But that's at the Hyatt, and that was a collaboration with Logitech and Steelcase as well. So we move. So let's continue on. Let's go look at Epson's booth, because Epson always has a really beautiful booth. And they're doing some really cool projection mapping. And also, Epson won a 2023 Reader's Choice Award. I'm really just showing you a tour of people who won awards from us. So, yes, Epson's was for the Brightlink 770 Fi, which is, I think, one of their smaller projectors. It won our favorite higher ed product of 2023. And so, yes, it's like more of a projector aimed toward the classroom. And Epson has a projector basically for any environment that you could want. Small ones for the classroom, big ones for the auditorium, for basically anything, any shape of screen. So yes, I want to look at the projection mapping, and I'm very excited to take a look at that. So, something I haven't thought about is how difficult it is to calibrate a projector so that it looks right on something this detailed in shape. Like, as you can see, they've calibrated it so well that even this is a projection, and it's perfectly centered on each of those pieces. That's not easy to do. So I love this booth. I think it looks so good. And this is done with, trying to see what projector this is. You know what? I might have to ask later. I can't see what it is, but that's fine. We move. Okay, so final place I'm going to take you to. Let's walk through Shure really quick. And then we will end there. So Shure is our rAVe TV sponsor, and Gary and I have made it no secret how crazy we are about Shure's products. They are just kind of everything audio. The newest product we have from them, and it is crazy busy over here as well, like theme of the show, crazy busy. So we're gonna kind of pop over here to look at their newest product. This is the MXA 902. It's a ceiling tile microphone, but it's also a speaker. It is made similar to the MXA 920, but it's really for a smaller, like, huddle meeting room, because if you need multiple of these, they're gonna recommend that you go with the 920, just because the 920 also comes with it packs a higher punch of like camera tracking and that extra technology. But this is definitely, and I think the swivel's out here, this is made for a room that like maybe I would say like 10, they said 20 by 20 is what this is like really made for. So let's continue on. They're also showing their STEM ecosystem. If you guys remember STEM Audio from a few years ago, Shure owns that brand now and has really, I think, done really well with the STEM ecosystem. So just continuing to have great multiple room solutions for whatever you could need from wherever you work. And I'll end this by coming over to the pavilion to show you a few remote work options. As you can see right here, this is the MV7. This is what Gary and I use every Wednesday at noon on rAVe TV. We are very big proponents of the MV7, and this is black, but did you know this Shure can do whatever color you want? They Pantone match, and you can get whatever color of these you want by going to colorware.com. So I think that is the end of this chaos tour. I should have showed you just a couple of little things about each booth that I thought was cool, thought was special. And so yeah, that concludes our episode of rAVe TV today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching what we do at InfoComm 2023. Don't forget to go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm, and we will see you next time. Bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary.